Tucker Carlson lies for a living. That is what he is paid to do by the right-wing Australian-American billionaire Rupert Murdoch. That has now been proven beyond a reasonable doubt by the Dominion Voting Systems Company in their defamation lawsuit against the Fox Corporation. The proof beyond reasonable doubt about Tucker Carlson's lying and the other Fox hosts lying has been delivered by Tucker Carlson himself and the other Fox hosts in their own writing to each other that Dominion has obtained through the subpoena power of the lawsuit. Tucker Carlson's standard method, like Donald Trump, is to attack anyone who criticizes him, but he might not attack us for our coverage tonight because Tucker Carlson and Fox don't want their audience to know that this story exists. And that audience won't know as long as they keep watching Fox. In the weeks after the 2020 presidential election, a new cable news guest star emerged, the Trump election lawyer Sidney Powell, who was never invited on this program because our policy is not to interview known liars. We refuse to give known liars a forum. Sidney Powell did, however, do many interviews at Fox and other cable news networks, and everyone at Fox knew that Sidney Powell was lying and knew she was a complete nut. And those are not my words for Sidney Powell. Those are the words of Tucker Carlson and the Fox hosts. Tucker Carlson texted Fox's 10 p.m. host Laura Ingraham saying, "Sidney Powell is lying, by the way." Ingraham responded, "Sidney is a complete nut. No one will work with her. Ditto with Rudy." They never said that on TV. They never let their audiences hear what they actually thought about these people. They presented Sidney Powell as a truth teller. Rupert Murdoch texted at the time that what Sidney Powell was saying was really crazy stuff. They all knew, everyone at Fox knew, they were presenting lies. A recently filed Dominion legal brief says, in their group text thread, Carlson pointed Hannity to a tweet by Fox reporter Jackie Heinrich. Heinrich was fact-checking a tweet by Trump that mentioned Dominion and specifically mentioned Hannity's and Dobbs' broadcasts that evening discussing Dominion. Heinrich correctly fact-checked the tweet, pointing out that top election infrastructure officials said that there is no evidence that any voting system deleted or lost votes, changed votes, or was in any way compromised. Carlson told Hannity, "Please get her fired. Seriously, what the F? I'm actually shocked. It needs to stop immediately, like tonight. It's measurably hurting the company. The stock price is down. Not a joke." Tucker Carlson wanted to fire Jackie Heinrich for telling the truth. Tucker Carlson knew that Jackie Heinrich was telling the truth, but he believed that you should be fired for telling the truth at Fox because they are not in the news business and their profit depends on them staying in the lie business. The stock price is down. That's what Tucker Carlson cared about. Tucker Carlson believed the stock price has to be maintained by lying. Weeks after saying he knew it was all a lie, Tucker Carlson invited an even crazier liar on his show because at that point, the guest he invited was the biggest advertiser on Tucker Carlson's show.
Well, of course, you will likely recognize our next guest. His name is Mike Lindell. He runs MyPillow. He advertises every night on this show and across Fox News. He's one of our biggest sponsors, and we are grateful for that. He is sponsoring free speech when he does it.
With this particular thing that's going on now, I've been all in trying to find the machine fraud, and we found it. We have all the evidence.
That's what Tucker looks like when he's listening to lies. That's what Tucker looks like when he is telling lies. Tucker knew it was all a lie. He knew everything the pillow guy said was a lie. And so days after Tucker Carlson is publicly proven to be a liar last week, who believes that his salary and his billionaire boss's profits are dependent on lies. That same Tucker Carlson has been given 41,000 hours of surveillance footage recorded by the Capitol and in the several extended buildings of the Capitol complex during the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Tucker Carlson has called the January 6th attack on the Capitol, in which 150 police officers were injured, a minor outbreak. He will no doubt find a surveillance camera in one of the hundreds of hallways in the Capitol complex, possibly in a Capitol office building away from the Capitol, where nothing was happening. And he'll show the footage of nothing happening in that hallway. And he will tell his Fox audience that that footage right there proves that nothing happened all day. We do not know if the Fox audience is stupid enough to believe Tucker Carlson when he shows them that video, but we do know how stupid Tucker Carlson and Rupert Murdoch think their audience is.